The courts have killed the internet. Hi, I'm Josh Adams, and today I want to talk about a serious subject. Yesterday, the U.S. Court of Appeals overturned the FCC's rules regarding net neutrality. Now, the first question is, why is this a decision they were making in the first place? Well, in 2011, Verizon challenged the FCC's net neutrality rules, saying that the FCC had no authority to impose rules on broadband, and it violated the First Amendment. This is the case yesterday's decision comes from. Now, there is good news and bad news to this story. Let's start with the good news. The court ruled that Verizon was wrong and that the FCC does have authority to regulate broadband, and this is a good thing. If they had ruled the FCC had no authority, then there would be little that could be done to stop the end of open internet. The bad news is, as I said, they overturned the rules the FCC had imposed, stating that the rules that were in place had no legal backing. The short version of that is that the FCC does not classify broadband as a telecommunications service, but as an information service. So therefore, the rules of common carrier, that is the rules that apply to telecommunications services that say it has to service all customers, do not apply to broadband. And the FCC's rules were built upon this idea. Here's a quote from the hearing. Given that the Commission has chosen to classify broadband providers in a manner that exempts them from treatment as common carriers, the Communications Act expressly prohibits the Commission from nonetheless regulating them as such. Because the Commission has failed to establish that the anti-discrimination and anti-blocking rules do not impose per se common carrier obligations, we vacate these portions of the Open Internet Order. So what happens now that the rules have been overturned? Well, it means the internet service providers can do whatever they want, as far as I understand. They can charge websites to be available on their networks, and if they can't come to an agreement, they can block access to those websites. They can also purposefully make sites slow. Say an ISP owns their own streaming service as a direct competitor with Netflix. They could then slow Netflix's speeds on their network to make it very unusable. In short, they can start treating the internet like they treat cable. And the worst part of this is that it severely hinders the chance of success for small startups. And that's what the internet is built on. People with their own ideas going online and making it a reality. But if they have to pay expensive fees to even get broadband from an ISP, and jump through any other hoops an ISP might decide on, that could be a major problem for them. But there is good news here as well. First off, one of the rules put in place by the FCC still stands, which is transparency. No matter what the ISPs decide to do, they have to let their subscribers know about it. If they do decide to deliberately make sites slower or black out other sites, they can't do it in secret and pretend they don't know about it. Also, as with all major court decisions, we won't feel the effects immediately. In fact, in the case of Comcast, they would not even be able to start making their own regulations until 2018, because of an agreement they made when they acquired NBC Universal, where they stated that they would follow the FCC's then current rules for 7 years, regardless if they were changed by any courts. Also, the FCC hasn't given up yet. They have stated they will do what they can to restore net neutrality, be that an appeal or a new set of rules, or even seeing if they can reclassify broadband as being a telecommunications product. Here's a quote from Tuesday from FCC Chairman Tom Wheeler. "I am committed to maintaining our networks as engines for economic growth, test beds for innovative services and products, and channels for all forms of speech protected by the First Amendment. We will consider all available options, including those for appeal, to ensure that these networks on which the internet depends continue to provide a free and open platform for innovation and expression, and operate in the interest of all Americans." So like I said, the fight is far from over, but with just a little bit of luck and a lot of work from the FCC, net neutrality just might make a comeback. Now, I don't know everything about this subject, and maybe I got some things wrong. My sources are in the description. I'm hoping someone smarter than me, like Hank Green, will make a video soon explaining the situation in better detail. And if someone does, I will be sure to link it at the end of this video. And if you heard something in this video you know is wrong, feel free to call me out on it in the comments below. If you like this video, feel free to like, favorite, and subscribe. When there are any more major developments on this story, I plan to let you know about it. Thanks.